The question and conversation I want to start is it possible to have news? Is it possible to get an commitment of accurately describing what's going on, separating out the commentary? Because what I see now is everyone's leading with commentary and say, you don't have to think for yourself, we'll give it to you. What actually happened? What's specific? So if I take this little thing here, this little fake coin here, and drop it, makes a noise. So what could be interpreted is I just didn't care and I dropped the coin. That's what we're getting now. And what occurred is the coin fell from my grip and hit the table. That is closer to what actually occurred. That to me is the news. Everything else is interpretation and bias and commentary. What would it look like to design a system that is as bulletproof as possible to minimizing bias and giving accurate descriptions of what's happening? Maybe what it would look like is some type of blockchain, Bitcoin-like structure where we train people in how to report. And then they're voted, did they report it accurate? And if they report it accurate, they actually got something. Either they got access to the system free or something else. And then it was recorded in a ledger that could not be modified at that point. So they're going to be held accountable forever of that's what they said was accurate, and understanding the reporting of what's occurring. And I don't even mind if they're allowed to have like an anonymous connection to it, but what matters is the integrity of accuracy. And then we have a program training people on what does news look like. So they train themselves to identify, oh, when I'm describing that, this is an accurate description of what occurred to the best of my ability. Now, what's going to happen is we're all biased by our senses, but if we have that commitment and we get multiple touch points, we'll increase the probability of knowing what actually happened. And you're not allowed to give any commentary. If you do, there's a penalty for being able to contribute to the system. What are your views on it? I want to hear, what would it take to actually have accurate news? And how can we set it up so it minimizes the ability of some system with money manipulating it, some system with power manipulating it? That's the conversation I'd like to start. And if I see a valid other perspective, I'll put it in the link below. Let me hear your thoughts. Let's get this conversation going. I want this to be an open source system given to the world, brought into existence, so it will be as hard to stop as Bitcoin. And I just want the news. I want to know what happened. I want to be given the chance to think for myself and not be sifting through miles and miles of biased interpretation cloaked as news. In closing, the conversation I want to have is, what would it take to have real news that we, the people, could do, that would be independent of authority, that would be collective with a real commitment to accurately describing what occurred dynamically. Now, Wikipedia does this, but it's not like now in a ongoing dynamic process. What would it take to do that? So when you hear something and you go, yeah, but what really happened? I got your commentary. I want to think for myself, what actually happened? What really occurred? And then the rest is all commentary. All we're getting now, to me, is commentary, almost no accurate news on all sides, every single channel. What would it take to do it? How could we execute it? How could it be created so it's open source, so that it would be brought into existence in a way that'd be almost impossible for anyone to use? Kind of like the idea of having open source on AI, so no one organization or power could control it. Let me hear your views. I don't care if you say it can't be done. I don't care if you say it can't be done because X done it. That's you giving your power away. I want the conversation of what would it actually take for us collectively to bring into existence some type of distributive, controlled, trained people committed to accurately describing what's going on. Probably would look a little like a distributed blockchain, like Bitcoin is at a global level. And we probably would need the reporters to be identified by numbers and we'd probably have to attempt to minimize the gaming of the system, use gamification so people would be motivated to contribute. This might be a 10-year project. I'd like to start the conversation. If you know anyone working on it, let me know. If you have a view, let me know. This is Martin Brossman. Have a great day.